Hello everybody. I had an excellent question from Scissors, basically concerning pagans and the Goth community, or Goths in the pagan community, however way you really want to word that. But basically pagans who kind of have an alternate way of dressing, more specifically a more gothy approach. And she basically said she's reading a book, Advanced Wiccan Spirituality by Kevin Saunders, and on whatever page he says something to the effect of, "Those people who walk around in goth clothing and makeup, wearing giant silver pentacles, that think they have found their higher selves, when they've actually fallen for the illusion." As someone who obviously doesn't dress in a cut-and-paste way, how do you react to that? Does your choice in clothing, makeup, and jewelry really have anything to do with where you are in your spirituality, in your spiritual development? Does it actually reflect where you are right now? Or even, do you sometimes use these things as part of your spirituality, like using makeup with specific correspondences and meanings, some sort of costuming, etc.? This is an awesome question, because you see it a lot. The funny thing is that I was just watching a video by Aurora Moonwolf, and somebody commented saying, let me look at it, "Have you noticed that most of our fellow pagans live in an alternate universe and have names that sound like they borrowed them from an old Walt Disney movie or a Smurf cartoon?" And there goes my phone playing Shake Shake Sonora. Go away. 90% of our brothers and sisters wear black and smell like a damn ashtray. Sorry guys, but to be a pagan means to live as one, commune with the spirits of the land and lay off the spirits from the bottle. It's a start. Let me put it this way. I consider myself a goth. Why not put labels on people? I'm a goth. I'm also a geek. I'm kinky. I'm weird. I'm just weird. I dress weird. I don't always dress to the traditional standards of goth. Matter of fact, right now, what I'm wearing doesn't really even constitute as goth. But personality-wise and in my heart, I am goth. I like The Cure. I like Depeche Mode. I like Susie and the Banshees. I like Bauhaus. I prefer my room to be purple and black and spirally and black and white stripes, and I'm obsessed with the movie Beetlejuice right now, and I love spiders and bats, and God do I love bats, and skeletons, and I have a fascination with death that probably isn't normal. But, obviously these people are just really judging others. The thing about goth and the goth community is that culturally, it kind of has its fascination and its roots. It does have roots in the punk community, but a lot of it is fascination with things that aren't really considered normal. Obviously I mentioned fascination with death and what happens after you die, and the processes that happen to your body when you die and as you decay, and just the beauty in this decay. A lot of goth is seeing beauty in things that people really don't see beauty in unless they're kind of considered goth, really. Most people wouldn't see, like, a bat flittering through the air as being beautiful. Or, I don't know, the velvet lining of a coffin. I'm trying to come up with things just off the top of my head, really. But as I said, the decaying of something, how a fruit rots in the sun, like, it's just, I don't know, it's fascinating. Fascination with death. But anyway, it's also a fascination with just, seeing beauty in really unusual things. Those of you who are goth, I'm pretty sure you would agree with me that you probably have fascinations with things that most people would be like, but I think what happens is that makes it a lot easier for goths to understand religion. And from what I've seen, most Goths are very intellectual and interested in a lot of things and read a lot. And that's just most Goths. Again, not all Goths do that either. But you can be, obviously Christian and be a Goth. There are Christian Goths, there are pagan Goths, there are Hindu Goths. But I find that I think a lot of pagans actually are, a lot of Goths are actually interested in paganism because they're interested in kind of different ways of seeing things. And especially since Goths tend to be a lot more environmentally mindful, environmentally friendly, I think that a lot of Goths end up choosing paganism just because not only does it suit them as Goths, but it also kind of fits in with their lifestyle. The Goth lifestyle really does fit in really well with a lot of the pagan lifestyle. It just so happens to be, hand in hand. So really, I think that's probably why it's not so strange to see, like, a lot of Goths wearing pentagrams, or a lot of pagans being Goth, because the two cultures, the two subcultures, if you will, kind of, have a lot of different same things in mind. Like, being a Goth, I think, makes you more open to accepting different beliefs as your own, if that makes any sense. I kind of have considered myself a Goth since I was younger, because I was interested in a lot of weird things when I was younger. I had a Beetlejuice doll when I was 1. I loved Ariel Monsters, because that was, like, the big, like, cartoon for me in the 90s when Nickelodeon. I loved The Worst Witch, and that had... Okay, The Worst Witch, the movie from, like, the 80s, she had a pet bat. They had, like, pet bats in their room, and they had, they were witches, and they had, like, little pentagram bed sheets, and they loved crystals. I really, like, I seriously think I've been, like, pagan since I was really, really little, and just as I was older and discovered it, it kind of became more of my own. But a lot of the things I was into when I was younger just kind of went hand in hand with both Goth things and pagan things, and that's just the way it happened to be. It is true that a lot of Goth wannabes or pagan wannabes will dress all in black, hang a big-ass pentagram that's like this, the size of this, around their neck, and they'll be like, oh, darkness and shadows and witchy things, and maybe it's a phase. Maybe it'll just grow out of both being a mopey Goth, and being a in-your-face pagan. But who knows? I kind of don't really care what other people think of me, because it's my life, and if I happen to be Goth and a pagan, then I happen to be Goth and a pagan, and nobody can really say anything about it. So who cares that being Goth and pagan is like a stereotype, because, as I said, I think they go hand in hand very well, so maybe it's a stereotype. I don't really care. I don't dress stereotypically Goth every day either, so I don't know, I'm just weird. It's kind of one of those things, it comes to the territory. Even though sometimes I do care about what people think, like my parents or my grandparents, when it comes to most people, I don't give a crap what they think, because they're probably going to judge me anyway. As long as I'm happy with myself and where I am in my development, then good for me. Let's see, back to your question. Obviously I do kind of feel more attached to kind of the darker things in paganism, like the darker deities. I've mentioned several times that Lilith is my patron goddess. And a lot of that I think just has to do with the whole goth subculture too, but that doesn't mean that there's light, that I'm not attracted to the light parts too, because I am very light, and yay, because you guys see that all the time. But yeah, it's just me, I think. Let's see, do you even sometimes use these things as part of your spirituality? I think that's a fascinating question, and I haven't really put any mind to it, but I'm sure that if I thought about it, and I've thought about makeup choice, I'm sure I would find that it probably goes in line with where I am spiritually sometimes. And I kind of do actually use makeup if I'm going to like a ritual, and the ritual involves something lighter. I might do a little bit of lighter makeup. I might do like more natural type of look. I know during Halloween, or rather for Samhain, when I went to a Samhain ritual, it was definitely darker, and I wore like a shirt with the Morrigan on it because we were doing it to the Morrigan. Oh, and when we did like a midsummer ritual that was like very fae based, I went with, you know, more colorful makeup, and somebody was passing around glitter, and even I had some glitter and I was putting it on. So I would say, yeah, makeup totally can have things to do with your practice. Obviously, for fairies, you're not going to put black everything on, but you might do that for the Morrigan. Obviously, if you're doing a prayer to, I don't know, Bridget, you're not going to do red. I mean, black. You actually might do red for Bridget. But, you know, for Loki might like colorful things too, but Loki might also like black and red. Loki's funny like that way. But, yeah, so makeup totally could correspond to, your practice, but I've just never really thought about it until now. But, whoa, this is running really long, but basically I just wanted to say that I think being a goth kind of makes it easier for you to be pagan, to be interested in paganism, and adopt it as your own spirituality. And anybody who goes around and just judges people because of the way they dress, screw them. Because really, whatever. I mean, I know exactly what the type they're talking about, the ones that dress all in black and are like, but whatever. But that doesn't mean that all goths are like that, and it's not right to judge, because especially being a pagan, you shouldn't be judging people. Oh my god. But yeah, that's my really long answer, and I'm gonna stop it now before it gets any longer. So thanks for watching, and awesome question, and yeah, I'll answer your other one later. Bye guys.